Good morning. I'm going to finish the grades of math today, and I'm also going to take pictures and have them at the end of the video so you can see how the author used his math knowledge to answer these questions of the book. So I'm on to the next story, and it is called Doggone It. Prairie dogs don't hunt or bark. They won't protect you in the dark. Instead, they burrow, digging holes, making tunnels just like moles. Can you count the empty mounds? It's best to just subtract the hounds. So instead of just counting one by one, the author is saying, figure out how many mounds there are and then just subtract the ones that have the prairie dogs already in them. You can pause your video and count these up the best way you know. Large pizza to go. Mamma mia, pizza pie. How many mushrooms do you spy? Please don't count them, it's too slow. This hot pie was made to go. Let me give you some advice. Just do half and count it twice. So, if you look at your pizza, you can tell that there are 3 mushrooms on each slice. So the author said a piece of advice is to count half of the pie and then just double it. Okay, so we have 3, 6, 9, 12. So if I double it, 12 plus 12, what does that equal? Or you could make a multiplication sentence. 2 times 12. No dice. Come on, lucky, shiny dice. Roll a pair and count it twice. Boxcar, snake eyes, double 3s. Can you add up all of these? Before you start, please look around, adding fast when 10s are found. So this author is saying to solve how many numbers there are on the dice, find making 10 partners. Pause the video and see if you can find making 10 partners. Remember, I'll be putting the answers at the very end. Strawberry seeds. Strawberries grow along the ground. A better treat cannot be found. Their seeds reside in tiny rows. From each of them, a plant will grow. Just how many seeds are there? Count them only if you dare. Here's a little trick of mine. Pair the rows that sum to 9. This author is saying find the seeds, pairs of 9, so repeated addition. Can you find the pairs of 9? I'll give you a hint. The top row and the bottom row equal 9. The second row and the second to last row equal 9. So he's taking the top and the bottom and putting them together, making a repeated addition sentence. This is a funny title called Windows. That's not how you spell windows. I lie in bed and try to sleep, counting windows instead of sheep. How many panes are filled with light? Here's a way that's really bright. Don't just count the lights you see, subtract the rooms where there are Z's. What does this look like to you guys? Something that we've been talking about in math? An array. So, how many rows do you see? And how many columns do you see? I see 5 rows and 7 columns. So I can say 5 times 7 is 35, and then subtract the windows that are blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 35, take away 7. How many windows are there with light? It's a breeze. Sometimes when the sun is hot, a fan is all a lady's got. The gentle motion of her hand brings cool relief that just feels grand. How many dots adorn this span? Add them quickly if you can. Instead of seeing groups of 3, count by 5 and it's a breeze. So they're saying to count by 5s. However, we know that we could make a repeated addition sentence. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Or 3 times 5 equals, what do you think? Scallop surprise. While scallops on the beach look great, I'd rather see them on my plate. Unfortunately, it's their loss. They swim their best in butter sauce. How many scallops in this bunch? Count them quick. It's time for lunch. Find a group that does not repeat. Add them up and we can eat. Interesting. Kind of like an array, but they're not equally rowed or columned. Can you figure out the best way to add these together? Using a repeated addition sentence, maybe? Pause the video and see if you can figure it out. It's a jungle out there. When you're a bug, you must beware of danger lurking everywhere. A sticky tongue right on your back. Soon you're just a tasty snack. How many beetles do you see? Count them fast before they flee. Here's a little helpful fact. Adding's quick when you subtract. There's all these bugs. So the author's hint here is to add all of the bugs together first and then just subtract the bugs that are not beetles. The beetles are the purple bugs, just like this one on the very bottom. So pause the video. And I think these yellow ones are also beetles. So there's purple and yellow beetles. So pause the video and add up all the bugs all together and then just take away the butterflies and the worms and tell me how many beetles there are in all. And this is our last story. It's called For the Birds. Before you have too big a clan, it's good to have a housing plan. Instead of building one big nest, lots of small ones may be best. How many eggs are in this batch? Count them quick before they hatch. Here's a hint you can't ignore. Adding's fast with groups of 4. So in this author's suggestion, it says to add them by groups of 4 because some of the nests have 5 and some of them have 3. So if you just take one out of the group of 5 to make and give it to the group of 3, each one will have 4. Pause the video and see if you can figure out how many eggs are there in all. All right, so like I promised at the beginning of the video, I'm going to show you how the authors each solved each of the questions. So I'm going to try and show you on the video. If you want to pause and read what the author has written, you can. Here's the Mamma Mia. We talked about that one. 12 plus 12 equals 24. If you want to pause the video and look at the dice, see how they're made groups of 10, and the strawberry seeds, groups of 9, the windows, we did 35, take away 7, we did 5 times 3 or 3 times 5, and we still got the same answer. Our scallop surprise was kind of difficult. They grouped them by 11s. So they used repeated addition and grouped them by 11. And then our beetles, they added all the bugs up and then subtracted the ones that were not beetles. And the last one, for the birds, They actually put together repeated addition sentence 12 plus 12 plus 12, and they got 36 eggs. Great job for figuring all these problems out. I bought this book on Amazon for just a few dollars, so maybe if this is something that you want to look and see if you can find it. It's a great book to notice how there's math everywhere in our world. Have a great day.